So this is just quick progress on the Golden Demon stuff. I haven't had much time to do too much, and starting on the repentia first, just to kind of work my way up to the more complex models, which I say more complex. This has turned out to be much more of a project than I thought because I forgot how much time it takes to paint to a display standard. And she has a lot of metal on her, so I've been doing the non-metallic metal and struggling a little bit with that, but I feel like it's coming together. The skin tones, actually, I'm really excited about. I ordered the Nocturna sets, and let me grab the colors I used real quick. I think these are the ones I used. I've been painting a lot of different things lately. So these are Vallejo paints that they made specifically for Nocturna models, and they're just, the thing I like about them, it's two different skin sets. One's more natural and one's more, spooky, ethereal, creepy monster, flesh tone, whatever. It's malefic flesh. These came from the natural set. So her base skin tone it's Burned Flesh, which is an awful name. But basically it's just a really warm brown. And it takes a couple coats because these are pretty translucent. But it's a really nice, warm, rich color. And you can tone it if you did. I did peach undertones. You can do more yellow, olive undertones. I wanted her to have very warm skin. I think I like it against the cool metals. And especially since like the other sister, not the repentia, but the sister with the whip is going to probably be super pasty. And have like more blue tone to her skin. I like the contrast. So yeah, I did this as a base. And then the highlights, I did Reddish Flesh, which is a little bit warmer. And then Natural Flesh, which is more of a golden for just like the extreme highlights. I'm probably going to blend it a little bit more. This is still, unfortunately, pretty rough for display standards. I'm just trying to get blends as smooth as possible. Which, yeah, I did. I decided to do the pink fabric to match my sister's. My color scheme is going to be riffing off the scheme I have for my sister's, which, this is tabletop, so obviously it's a little bit more rough and ready. But the pink cloth, if you look at the box art, their tunics are black, and that didn't seem like a good direction to go, especially since my base is going to be blue. Like, I want a lot of saturation, even if it's dark. So I did the pink cloth, but again, it's like velvet or silk, because like where the light hits it, it's really bright, but then it fades all the way to black. So it's pretty high contrast for fabric. And I'm probably going to have to adjust the lighting a little bit once I get her arm and her sword, which I've started working on there. I'm going to not paint it all the way before I get it on, but I definitely want to get most of it because I'm not going to be able to reach inside and underneath once I get that on. But yeah, I probably will have to adjust some of the lighting. So I did that. I'm sticking pretty close to the box art for what colors the metal are. And keeping her corset thing, keeping that silver tone, on her head, and then keeping the locks gold, top of the dagger, her little fleur-de-lis right there. The leather cuffs, I am doing black with like subtle blue highlights. It's a little, yeah, you can see it. It looks like a light reflection, but that's actually paint, which is good. Blends are working. Not looking forward to doing this just because If it was tabletop, I probably would just do like little scribbly script, but I want it to be a little bit more decorative, obviously. Maybe have some big red letters, little diagrams, fleur-de-lis. I don't know. It's going to be a pain, and it's going to make me very sad. But it'll be worth it, hopefully. A lot of detail. I've worked out most of the metallics are sketched out at this point. This bit on her belt is still really rough. I'm just trying to figure out lighting, and that's the issue I've run into with this piece, because I want to paint them all before I get them on the actual diorama, which is here. Let me move my camera a little bit. Okay. So yeah, focus not the greatest. But the problem is I'm going to get them all painted, and then I'm going to put them on here, and then I'm going to have to reevaluate the lighting. It's a lot to juggle. Like, I kind of know that I want her, I think she's going to be here. And I know I want like just a general overall light, because it is like a 360-degree diorama. I thought about, doing like one direction, but just looking at how Golden Demon stuff works and what they like at White Dwarf and all that, having it work from all directions instead of like one direction in particular seems to be the way to go. So that makes lighting really difficult. That being said, I did try for now, because I knew I want her faced towards my little monster dude. He's going to kind of be the focal point that they're all fighting against. I know I want to have them facing off to a degree, so I know I'm going to have her oriented like that. So if you look at where I chose to do the highlights, it's like all the upper parts. I'm going to generally have the light like shining top down, and then having like her back illuminated from this angle, and then also like her face, because I think her face is important, and having this angle be one of the more polished, brightest ones, because I'm trying to have it be a story to the diorama and not just characters all together that happen to be hanging out in the same place. So I think it's important, to have that angle where they're facing each other be one of the more highlighted areas. So we'll see how that works. That's kind of how I'm roughing it in. The other sister's going to be facing like this direction, or the other repentia, excuse me. But it'll kind of be the same thing. It'll be her back, most extreme back angle, and then the front where her face is. And then the same thing with the sister, although because the sister is going to be at the edge of the diorama, I'm going to want to have her face and her front be a little bit brighter, especially since she's got flames. It's going to be brighter, and then the back is going to drop off, I think, much more dramatically with the lighting. And the same with him, because they're at the edges. But the repentia are going to be more here, more towards the inner part of the diorama, so the light's not going to drop off as dramatic. The light's going to end here more, so their backs are still going to be fairly bright, if that makes sense. I'm trying to create some sort of rules and structure just because it's a lot to try and figure out. But yeah, I'm sure I'll still have minor adjustments to do once I get them on the base, but I'm trying to get as much done before I get them on here, because once I get them on here, trying to paint is going to become exponentially more difficult, since I'm going to have to be, managing it off the base as opposed to having her on a cork. So yeah, that, and once I make holes for them to sit, I'm not looking forward to that part. I mean, I am, because it's exciting to see it all come together, but stressful. So yeah, that's kind of status update on that. I'm hoping to finish her, or at least get her assembled by the end of this week and then start on the other repentia. And then I have to decide if I want to start this guy or the sister, which I have a feeling I'm probably going to save him for last just because I'm not 100% solid on where he is color-wise. I have an idea, but I'm going to kind of have to work it out as I go. Whereas the sister, I know what I want her to look like already. So yeah, that's it. And thanks for watching. Hopefully have another update soon.